testing, 1, 2, testing. Okay, we'll line up. We'll get started and see where it goes. All right, ready? Face this way, bow 3 times. 1, 2, 3. All right, salute. Okay, gotta start off. First exercise, ready? Turning. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. To the side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right. 2, 3. To your left. 2, 3. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right. 2, 3. To your left. 2, 3. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, one more time. Hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right. To your left. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, hands and waist. Circular movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Center cross. Knees. Circular movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Center. Okay, hands and waist, neck turning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Center. Tilt to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Center. Circular movements. 1, 2, 3. Reverse. 1, 2, 3. Center, hands up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, spread your feet. Turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Center, stretch it out. Switch. 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 Straighten the front knee. Switch. Switch. Okay, center. Okay, shake it out. Deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, hands here. Punching. Switch. 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 Center. Okay, edge of the hand. Switch. And center. Okay, center. Circular movements. Okay, elbows in a little bit. Yeah, so you don't want the elbows like this, you want them down. Okay, back fist. Switch. And center. Deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, let's do the horse stance. Bend your knees. 1, 2, 3. Okay, ready? Punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Close. Low block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Close. Middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Close. Lifting up high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Close. All three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and close. Lower block punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Close. Middle block punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, close. Okay, high block, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, close, push to the side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, going low, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, going up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, going out, center, shoulder width, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, thrust, sink, wrist block, pull back. Ready? 1, 2, 3, close. Shake it out. Okay, deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. So do a few front kicks first. Ready? 2 punches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, heel kick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, deep breathing. Inhale. Okay, we'll line up down there. Do a few stretch kicks. I'll do some. You can just lead them through it. Oh, both cameras working? Okay. Yeah, no more. Okay. Yeah. Okay, ready? Just do a few stretch kicks. And then slaps. Back straight, fingertips firm. Hey, is Dr. Sue? Oh, yeah, I've been trying to send a fax there. Oh, 781-388-0141. This is for, it's actually, it's coming from Dr. Song to send it to Dr. Matthew Su. So, oh, okay. So the 388, that's zero. The number's wrong. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Work the form. Actually, everybody's. We can start from the top down. What's Andrew on? Is Andrew on Gung Kuen? You want to take them? These guys do Gung. I'll work. He'll go as far as can. I'll work with him. Yeah. So we'll start with the top down. We'll work from Gung Kuen and go as far as you can, and then I'll work with you on the sequence for the. Yeah, they know Jack Kuen. Yeah. Gung Ji first, and then you can do Jack Kuen after Gung Ji, because then I'll work with Andrew. Okay, ready? Get slow. Begin. Hup. Oh, yeah. So it's actually. So 3 times. Okay. Did you go that far? Okay. That way you left off. Just about. Or you did more? Okay. Okay. Try. Try again. From after. From here. Do this from here. To both sides, and then we do that. Yeah. Yeah. Is yeah. Did Aiden finish Jekun? Oh, okay. Good. Then it stays out, because then we do the next move. Okay. So you go like this. That's the next section, the two sides. You can, are you okay with this lead? Okay. And then you can just, those two are new, right? So let's get those two things down, then we can do the next piece. Okay, so do it from here. Do it from here, actually. Your hand is here. 2, 3, block, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, try it again. More stance, yeah. Step. That's right, yes, right. 2, 3. Just like one more. There's 4 altogether. 3, divert, 4. Adjust and turn. Oh, all the way. Make a full turn. So now you're in a leaning stance, right? Then you step this side. Two, 3, block. Yeah. So it's just 2 sides exactly the same. One's left side, one's right side. Yeah, try it again. How did it look? Good? Yeah. How's the kyun? Pretty good? Did kyun? Yeah. Okay. Do it one more time. Try one more time. Kyun. Oh, you. Oh, just now. Oh, okay. Okay, you shift the fourth form then. Take a break on that. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's do it again. Yeah. Okay, we're here. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So this and this on the same side. 1, 2, 3. Divert and 4. What you're practicing is the tiger claw, a dragon claw. 2, 3, 4. What you're using it for is you throw a punch, right? This is dragging, right? But I can pull. See, again, then I pull. Again, and I'm pulling. But when I pull, I can switch to the other side, or I can continue like this. But if I'm here, you might kick, right? If you kick, then I would come up here, kick, and then I would come back. See? So this kind of, it's just like doing this, kick, or, see. Okay, try again. Then sit down in the stance. Yeah, like that. Then this, like this. Yeah, you don't want to like this. Twist. Twist. And then, so you twist this way and then twist this way. Yeah. Pull. Pull. Down. Up. See. 1, 2, 3. Down. Out. When you go down, not too close, like this. So the arms curve like this, like this. And what you're doing is, see, you divert. See, when you kick here, right? Yeah, even this side, kick. See, kick faster, right? You see, you have to time it. You time it, so you're not stopping it. You just kind of move it like that. Just kind of send it over. Yeah, and this is, yeah. That's a dragon. Dragon. Chun kill. Dragon. 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 Block. Dragon. So you just practice, then the body gets used to it. Yeah, try it again. See, when you move forward, it's advance, like attack. Stepping back is retreating, so you're moving away. Just for training your footwork. And then your coordination, your hands are going back, the hands are going forward, the hands are going back, the hands are going forward. Just getting used to that. Because when you throw a punch, right, I might move in, right? When I move in, right, then when you throw a kick, I might think I have to move back, but not too far, because you don't want to reach. You just have to adjust. So it's here, then moving back is shift your weight. Shift your weight. So it just gives you the sense of movement. Because if you're stiff, then you're stuck. You can't move. So you're teaching your legs how to move around. So you get that's it. Your footwork is important. It's agility, you know. Okay, good. Go through that, and then we'll go from the beginning. Okay. Okay. Yeah. At 7, I'm going to go over there too, but I'm going to go over there to do some streaming. We're going to switch the cameras to that side. So yeah, it's just kind of a new format. I'm going to just try it out. Right now, nobody's watching, I don't think. Yeah. You can warm up anyway. That's it. And then, yeah. So I'll give you one more move. Once we're here, you know how we did this? This time we're going to go like this. So that's the 2 sides plus that. Then that takes you back to the front. Then there's a whole series there. So it's good. So anybody watching now? No? So even doing the stream is impossible if no one's going to watch, right? The Zoom. So I think the Tai Chi is more popular for the, yeah. So we'll keep it. Do you want to correct some things? Let's go through. Let's see if they have any questions. Let's see. So everyone's learned at least 6 forms, right? 5 to 6 forms. So in this stage at the blue belt level, you want to at least understand, what you're doing with the movements, and then as you transition to the next level, which is the yellow belt, you have to have, a pretty good understanding, but we don't always know how everyone is thinking. So I think, you have some kind of question and answer that the instructor can answer it or help you, identify some of the things that you're not doing, and everyone has, slightly different things because everyone's slightly different as far as the physical ability and the anatomy. So, one of the things that Max actually doesn't do enough is straighten his back leg, because you got a lot of leg. You're really tall. You're going to be like your dad. So you're going to have to, get those legs working a little. Because, you think about, like, if you go into a leaning stance, okay, like in this leaning stance position, right? You have both hands out like this, go like this, right? See, that's supported by your back leg. Now bend your back leg a little bit, yeah, and then when you push, but you see, now you're straightening it, right? Straighten the leg, yeah. You see, now shift the weight forward, the knee, yeah. Now you feel the force. So you want to get your body in a position to optimize the structure. Your skeleton is your structure. So that's part of what we do when we learn martial arts, is understand structure, leverage, body mechanics. It's not just strength. Strength doesn't necessarily mean function. There's a lot of strong people that are pretty uncoordinated because they're not focusing on being coordinated, focusing on being strong, right? So, you could deadlift 400 pounds but have very lousy footwork because you're not, right? So to be lifting 400 pounds, you have to be very, strong in the back and ability to support. But, it doesn't really teach you how to be mobile going forward or even being agile on your footwork. So a lot of times people are like that are not as quick. So you have to understand there's a purpose for what we do, and it's a purpose for what they do. So that's really that kind of a sport, right? So every activity can be a sport or it can be an art form. So depending on what you want to get out of it. All right. So if you have any questions, you can address it. Mine, or maybe can work on some of the things. So the leaning stance stuff, right? That's how do we get into a leaning stance consistently? What do you think, Brian? What's that? Muscle memory? Okay. So how do you get muscle memory? Practice. And what? What's the term we use a lot? Repetition, right? Repeating it over and over again. So there's a term they use in like sports training, right? Or even specificity of training. So specificity is specific, right? So if you want to do something that's specific, you have to understand what you're doing. So we're working on a leaning stance from horse to leaning to horse. The specific thing is to go from horse to leaning to horse. So how do we get good at that? We have to do it. Now we do it in the forms, but do we do it in the forms? Not consistently. So what we have to do is take it out of the form and practice just that. So in the 5 stances we have it. You go to horse to leaning to horse. All the forms have it. It's throughout the form. But you have to get, I call it dosing. You get a dose of that. So how do you do it? You go through something that's really fundamental. It could be a dragon claw going from horse to leaning. It could be chun kyo goes a horse to leaning punch. All these drills that Mino will take you through are just really a different hand technique with the same lower body work. So if you're doing butterflies, you go to horse to leaning. You go to cross stance, horse to leaning. So there's a lot of that stuff in gung kuen. The first front leg and the back leg, what's left side, what are we doing all the time? Horse to leaning to horse, cat stance to horse to leaning. There's a consistency of that idea. So if you can get that into your system, then what ends up happening, we don't have to review it, as if we have to learn it again. So once you have that understanding, we have it here, we just don't have it here, right? So, you want to take them through some, whatever ones you want. So, Andrew, you can do some of this too, because you're going to be a blue belt pretty soon, right? And when you get the blue belt, you're going to hear the same thing. What about the horse to leaning stand? We just did that. Horse to suspended, to horse to leaning. So we see it's in the form, but we have to get our muscles working, right? So what they're doing, so you can go and join them, do that. Do the leg work. This is leg work. Now when you do your leg work, relax the hips, relax the legs. That's it. That's it. 2. Get your hips in. 1, 2. 1. Good. Hey, how you been? Good? Yeah. So see that simple move, right? You learned it in the first form, way back when, probably. But the thing is this, mine is here, right? The first movement in the form, you go 1, 2, 3, right? In the 5 stances, after the punch, you go 1, 2, right? So you end up in almost the same position, or essentially the same position, just a slightly different maneuver. So when the hand is here, this is what we have to understand. Every transition in space has to do with a direction of movement, so it creates some kind of action or force. So the fact that my hand goes across like this, or this hand comes to here, this is the drawback, right? So if I draw back and I punch from here, what I'm doing is setting up and creating a motion. When my hand crosses, there's a hand movement like that, right? So what would you do with that if you're using it? What you're doing is if he throws a punch, I can go like this. You see, my hand is here. I turn like this. If I'm setting up to do the elbow, then that's what I'm doing. So you have to pre-plan the movement into the elbow, right? So that movement, if he punches on this side, I'm setting up my elbow. He punches on the other side, maybe I'm setting up for the punch. It depends on, where your position is prior to what you plan to do. So a lot of times, when you do forms, they're just teaching your body a motion. But you have to interpret that motion. That's sort of analyzing your motion and understanding what it's for. So anytime your hands cross, they go from one side to the other. So it's right and left, right? So if your opponent, just whoever's you're working with, throws a punch toward you, if my hand is here, whichever hand he throws a punch, if he throws that one, this hand is going from this side to here or here. So if my hand is here, I can go like this. If it was the other side, does the same thing. If my hand is here, he throws a punch. I go this way, throws a punch, I go this way. So why would you do this? Because if you're using it as a technique, his punches, this is his target. He wants to hit me in the chest. So if he's going to hit me in the chest and my hands are like this, my natural reflex would be to close my center. Doesn't matter which side he throws his punch. I'm just using this to protect. But you have an option. I can go like this. He punches again. I can go like that. So, but then what happens if I go like this and he throws a punch? I can also do this, right? So all you're doing is moving right and left, left and right. But your body has to respond, but your hand has to be in the right position. But if you don't know this, if you don't practice this and you don't practice this, then between this and this, you won't be able to respond because you're going to do something that might not be the right motion. If my hand is here and I drop like this, that's like doing this, right? Or sinking the elbow. So you have a movement like this? Right. So that's exactly right. When you're here and you go like this, you're just coming and closing your center. If my hand is here, I'm closing my center. But I intercept. So how do you, the timing from here to here, it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's like point A, point B, right? ABC. ABC. 1, 2, 3, like a dragon. So if I go like this, then I can do an elbow, or I can do this. I can shoot a punch like this. So you know this movement, but can you apply that movement? So a lot of times we go through all these forms after many years of practice, and you still have a little trouble understanding what the movements are for. Like what Max was just doing. You do that in sparring class, right? That is exactly what we're doing here, but it's actually used with the vertical hand. This is exactly what we're doing. So everything that we're doing is working through your center. So the center line movement is critical. We always have to work through that center. So if my hand is here, I move to the center. This hand is here, I move to the center. If this hand is on this side, I move to this side toward the center. This is here, you move toward the center. So from right to left, left to right, you have these options. If I go like this and I go like this, gung kuen, move to the right, move to the left, left or right, depending. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're learning it in the form, but do we recognize it in motion? So if I go like this, if I just take my hand and just do one side, that's that. So what's that? He throws a punch. Boom, he throws a punch. That's that. He throws a punch. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I go like this, he throws a punch. 1, 2. He throws it here. I cut, right? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So you can see how the actions work. If I'm here, 1, 2, 3. He punches again. I use this one because that's the movement that we have here. He throws again. I cover. Throws again. I use my back fist or here. So you see your hands. It's already built into your motion, but we have to build it so it's a reflex. So reflex is something that you have to really, it's actually a training. You have to practice until it enters your subconscious. You don't have to think about it. So when the hand's here, he throws a punch, I'm just going to sink my elbow. Now you didn't even see this hand move. All you did is see this. That is actually just dropping my body like this. If I go like this and I sink my knee, I actually essentially did the same motion without actually telegraphing my hand movement, which would be like that. That's a waste of movement. Best thing is to do is you're here. Then I'm like that, right? So if I sink like this and then change between this and this, you can see that you have a lot of options. But these are the things that we don't understand as, as someone that's just learning it. But it's these, little drills that actually get your body familiar with it. So that's something that we do as a system to work these little movements that we do as drills so that we can get familiar with what the movements are used for. What is this used for? What is this used for? What is this? You have them in the form, but do they show up when we're here? I'm here. Well, so if I intercept him like this, if I flip my elbow, now I'm in a position to do this. If I flip my elbow and I turn, now I'm in a position to do this. So why do I capture this hand? Because I don't want to be doing this and then he can do something with this. But if I do this, then I have control of this striking and position here. So it doesn't let him respond by turning and blocking as well, right? So you have control. That's why both hands always have to be working. So even though this hand goes like this is here, I still have my elbow, I still have my hand, I still have this, depending on where you want to go with the hand technique. So these are just samples. I mean, you can look at those and try to replicate it, or you can look at those and try to understand it. So you can learn it once by learning this. 1, 2, 3, but that's all you know. But if you do it in the form, then you can have a body that can respond as a spontaneous action, which is a reflex, rather than in this technique, it's this. I only can do one thing. So you want to have it sort of more, in your system where it's adaptable. So adaptability is a lot, more effective. So, but you have to go through this process. You want to do some more? Yeah. So, it is a method to the madness. You can join them in. So this is at the blue level. You get all these movements in. Then when you get to the yellow level, when you learn new forms, it's not like having to relearn everything. That's why we want you to get through this phase and then get to that level and learn new forms that much more, you expand again. Okay, ready, go. Yeah, so you take them, you can you do those elbow drills, or you can continue on drills. Drills are actually important because that gives you something to practice other than the form. Okay, go, yeah. It gives you some, insight. I don't think there's anybody watching, so it's, even if I want to do something, let them know that it is a YouTube membership thing. I don't think the I think the Tai Chi people do more with streaming. The Kung Fu people are very, they're Maybe they're not interested. I don't know. Or maybe it's. Kung Fu. Yeah, but I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about someone that doesn't have a school or a teacher. Yeah. So if you don't have it, if you want to learn, what do? You don't learn. So that's yeah. Yeah. So actually, see, that's what I was going to try to do. If you're a member of the streaming, the last half hour would be a breakout, and someone like Demetrius can follow on a specific unit of form, and then I would have a YouTube streaming at the same time, and the YouTube would be a Q&A, and I could work with that person on what that, because the Patreon, the way it's set up, and the way this is really for viewership. It's not really for teaching, because the people that are learning here, we know what they're doing, so we kind of go through what we think they need. But when they're outside and I don't know what they're doing, I can't see Dimitri, I can't see anything. So while he needs maybe to slow it down to work it out, he doesn't communicate with me because we have no way of communicating. So that's why I thought I would do a half hour of class. So people like Dimitri who already signed up as a member, if he's signing on, then I need their emails, and then I already have set up Zoom classes for the second half hour of this for the next 7 weeks. They have to actually tune in and watch and ask questions at a specific time. But I don't know if these times are practical for him, because like right now I do this at 6:30 here. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon over there. So he's probably working. So this is why, for no, well, no, I could do it next time, because I need the email account to do the Zoom, unless because I don't have my laptop here. So the thing is, this was just this month, because what I told, what we're doing is a $1.99 trial for members that want to try the YouTube membership. But oh, but what I wanted to do is give them a month of experiencing it to see if it works for them. But if no one, and we're just kind of rolling it out now, you know. Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah. Because we don't really teach like that online. We're not teaching online really. We're teaching better than people that are doing just forms online, but we're essentially doing it. He's following the class. But if he wants that, then that's what we would have to do. And that's what those last 20 minutes are supposed to be for members only, YouTube members only. So he already subscribed to the intermediate one. He's the only one right now. But if he wants that kind of content, because we have 4 forms in the beginner, intermediate level. I have no idea of the 10 people that were on Patreon where they are, because Lucien was doing it. I wasn't in that loop, so I have nobody. So if we're switching to a membership side of it, I want to find out what people want as a member. Do you know who they are? Oh, okay. Okay. Hey, good evening, hi everyone. So we're going to a YouTube membership. We're switching out of the Patreon and we're going to a YouTube membership. And what we have initiated for the month of February is this is mainly for people that are on Patreon that are using that platform to try to learn some of the traditional arts that we have. But what I plan to do in this month, and we wanted people to try the membership. It's $1.99, and then it would go up to $49.99 in March and this would be a test period. But what happens is we generally have our group classes at 6 o'clock, and it runs to 7, and you go through the group form and the warm-ups, and you could watch that and follow that. That content is still going to be online. You can continue to do that for free. It's going to be always available to you. But I call it a breakout of that class, and I would come into this room, and I would work on either the first form in segments so that you can practice and learn it, or the second, or the third or fourth form, depending. Now, it depends on the interest and depends on how many people are at different places. That would be offered on Tuesday and Saturday, depending on which day we're doing it. But Tuesday definitely would be that kind of a class. And then I would tie that together with a Zoom platform, using the Zoom to have at least some interaction as to whether your questions about the form, or if you're stuck on somewhere in the form, then that would be focused on, so that you won't be just following the form like we do in the general group classes where most of the people know those sequences. So in this instance, it's breaking out to help the people that are learning through this kind of a platform using YouTube or video. That way there's some interaction. Now the reason why I want to use the two platforms, the live stream video, because we have a 3-camera setup, and I have mirrors to show you how we can do the movements. And then with the Zoom, we can do a communication, which, I schedule the Zoom class that would be at a specific time. And as a member, I would have your email account, and I would have ongoing, reoccurring Zoom session simultaneously with that 30 minutes, and you would come on to the Zoom, and I would have to move from here over to there and then back, and I would explain to you, what we were doing. Say, for instance, today they're working on drills with the uppercut sliding step. Now, they've been working on it for about 15, 20 minutes. You probably saw that on that side, but we switched the cameras to this side. So now you're watching me explain this to you as what the next format's going to be for this month, as a sort of a sampling, and then March as something that we can actually roll out as a way of learning traditional Kung Fu online. Now, it's an experiment, but we have to see the interest to see who's interested in doing that. Now, depending on the interest, we might have to break it into Tuesday would be this day, and then doing that, and then another day we might do a different form. So we would have the both worlds, and spending 15 minutes on form, and then maybe a 15-minute question and answer where there would be some sort of demonstrations of what you should be doing. In other words, opening your stance. We open 1, 2, 3.5 down, a punch. So anyone that's been watching, we all know what a straight reverse punch is coming off your hip. And then when we do a low block, it's here, it's here, it's here. Okay, so that would be something as very basic. If you already know those and you don't have questions about that, then you might ask about Chun Kyo. Where's the height of the fingertip? A dragon claw. Where's the dragon claw? Why are elbows not out and they should be in? A low block in the suspended stance in the first form is like this. It's also like this in the fourth form. And when we punch in the fourth form, it's 1, 2. We don't turn the horse in this instance. In basic movements, when we chun kyun, we punch to a leaning stance and back to this punch in a horse stance. What's the transition and how do we practice that and so forth? So that will give you more of a guideline to how to practice that. I understand Dimitri, if he's following today, he's working on fourth form. He wants more of a tutorial, guidelines on which movements and how they should be done. That can be communicated using the Zoom platform. So I say, okay, this is what you're trying to work on. Your hands are here. You sink your elbow. When you sink your elbow, if you look at the side view, your position is like this and not like this. And we adjust this foot to go to offset. We turn to a leaning stance, holding this position, and we pivot back to the front. We thrust out, sink the elbow, adjust this foot, and we turn. And we come back to center, and we thrust and close. Now, I know when you're following in a class, you're trying to mimic the movements. All of us learn by copying. We take in the information through our eyes, and we try to replicate it or try to reproduce what we saw. But you reproduce it by just copying through, and then there's a lot of movements, especially some of the forms are fairly long. You get lost just trying to copy, and it might be too quick. So we learn it like this. When we're in this position, we thrust and we sink and we turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, thrust and sink. Adjust. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, thrust and close. Then we would do that again. So we would lift up. 1, okay, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thrust. Sink. Adjust. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thrust and close. So that's how we would learn that specific piece. If we went to the next section, it would be, this is the fourth form now. You adjust. This is trapping on the right side. This is trapping on the left. So we have to distinguish the two sides. There's a right and left side trapping hand. Trapping hand is this position. You'll know it from the first form, which is usually with this front leg. In the fourth form, we actually do the trapping hand. We're kind of 90 degrees to this direction. This is this side. This is this side. There. One's with a leaning stance, the other one's with a horse stance. So to differentiate between that posture and the other posture, we start to recognize there's differences in technique, differences in transition, difference in a maneuver. And the reason why we learn that is how do we maneuver when the hand is here? How do we maneuver when the hand is here? So they're all parts of techniques, but it's also body posturing. So, if this type of a class interests you, that's the reason why we want you to do the membership, so that I could target the groups that are learning, not just for recreation and watching. A lot of people like to watch video, but if you're interested in learning, you actually have to go down to a different format. And, I've come up with this concept and an idea to think that I could use the two platforms, because I'm set up to do that already. You can see that I have mirrors here. I can condense the space and give you a better view as to how we would be doing this in this format. So, say for instance, if I'm here and both of these mirrors are 45 degrees, you can see that when I'm in this position and I turn, you can see the body form here. If I step up like in Gung Kuen, you can see this position. If this is 45 degrees, you can see that when I chun kyo, you see my position is like this, and I punch, you could see it like that. I would have 3 mirrors. It really depends on what posture you're looking at, and this will give you a better view of what say a dragon claw is like this. If I look from a side view, it would be like that. And you see your profile like that. If I'm here and I high block, you can see this, and you see the palm strike like this in that direction. If I turn to here, and you see it double block, that's actually changing angles and direction. You can't pick that up when you're watching, just following along, doing the traditional form with a group, because you lose the directional space and you didn't learn it through the footwork. We have to really understand that when we're in a horse stance and we go to leaning stance and then we turn this foot out and we go to horse stance and the leaning stance. These are transitions that we have to do as basics, and we have to go through this, understand why and how we do this, and then you can build off of that and eventually build a skill level and an understanding. So then, as a member of the YouTube channel, you would be able to have some interaction with me so that I can really have a clearer picture of what you need and how I can modify the lessons. So hopefully this might be interest to you and anyone that's been following, because we want to improve this platform so that you could learn on this channel. Then what you have to do is spend some time. Hopefully my timing is not going to be off for you, but even as a member, these classes are recorded, so you would be able to see it at a different time. You wouldn't be able to interact with me specifically, but we have this evening class. It's East Coast time at 7 o'clock for the Kung Fu Intermediate, and then there would be 8:30 one for the more advanced, and then Saturday would be a little bit earlier. We have a class at 11, about noontime. We have a noontime class that could be broken out like that. So it really depends on where you are, on the globe, or if you're local, then it's not a problem. If you're on the East Coast, then it's not a problem. West Coast is a 3-hour difference, so there are time aspects that really may not work for you live, but those are regional things. But because it's recorded, you may still be able to access it. And if there is popularity, or the people that are maybe away that I need to focus on you specifically, then we can know through communication that that's a timeline that we have to think about. So anyways, on that note, I'm going to continue to do a bit of this each time we have a class, because it's called the breakout, and see if this interests you. You have to March to kind of figure out whether it's something that works for you, but between now and March, if you attend some of these sessions, then hopefully you get enough out of it that it's worthwhile for you to become a member. So on that note, I'll see you next time, and I'm going back to the other room. Hi, John. Oh, Peter.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
I'll switch it back to here in the camera room. Yeah. So let's do that again. Let's see what's missing that could help improve that movement. Okay, let's repeat that. Ready? Let's do it again. What you just did. Okay, ready? Go ahead, Andrew. Let's get in that position. Ready? 1. Okay, 2. 1. Okay, so you know what 2-dimension is, and you know what 3-dimension and 3D. It's like when you're watching a TV, it's usually 2D unless you have a 3D TV, and then you got to wear these glasses to make it look like it's 3-dimensional. That's because you're viewing it on a camera. But most of the things that we do are 3-dimensional. So how do we make multi or 3-dimensional movement happen? When we're here, you sink like this, And then if we just go like this, that's kind of flat, right? So when we sink like this, we have to turn. So we created a dimension here, sink. We're lifting like this, and then we're turning. And then we create a hand movement that's going like this and like this. So that's where the image comes from. Now, we have a body that has different kinds of muscles. Some of these muscles work quickly. Some of them must kind of work a little slower. You have to kind of recruit the muscles that's supposed to be doing what they're supposed to do. You want to move faster, you have to recruit the right muscles. And your body will adapt and get those to happen. Some people have more than others. Some people have less. Depends on your makeup. But the thing is, you have to have the idea, at least the visuals, that when you are in a position, sinking is dropping, so you're down. That's vertically down. Now when we lean, we push off of this leg, so your leg goes like that. So the joints have to kind of cooperate with each other. And then from here, we expand, and we have a line. That line has to be created and defined so it's precise. So when we're here, and we're here, it all locks into one point. It happens simultaneously. But each part of your body has to know when to do it. So that's timing. So that's something that we struggle with, to create what we talked about before was the 5 coordination, hand, eye, body, waist, and stance. The body is the body form, the position. You have to finish that position so that it's always there. It's always. And how does it happen? It happens through time and practice. And once it's locked in the system, what we call the muscle memory, that's what happens. So anyways, I'm going to bow out. Ready? Up. 2, 3. All right, salute.